Hello everyone, this is Mr. Sinjanin. I'll be showing you guys how to lay your first brick for the level 1 grade 11 students. First you got to make sure that the mortar, see, it has to be like nice ice cream consistency. I already added water to it, but you see how you got to make it look like. Okay? So again, some of you are having trouble with this. So what you do, you got to make it in a ball. You got to cut the mortar away and then scoop it up. You got to kind of make it look neat. Okay. Next, what you do, turn on the side, string, and then you got to furrow. Okay. That's what you got to do. Next, you're going to put your brick on. So I'll just set this aside here. Okay. Here's your brick. If you notice that the height of the brick, it's 2 1/4 inches. We gotta make it up to 2 5/8 with a 3/8 joint. And that's gonna bring it right about there. Okay. Alright. So the next thing what you do, you lay the brick right in the middle of what you furrowed. Gently though. Alright. So when you do that, you get all this excess mortar, just scrape it away. Put it on the mortar board. Okay. I like calling it cutting the mortar there. Saw it moved a little bit. That's okay. Alright. Next thing you got to do, pick this corner. Make sure it's at gauge, which means make sure it's at the right height. Now you see it's at about 2 3/4. We got to pound it down till it's about 1/32 above the 5/8. So you just tap with the end, going just a little bit more. There you go. You see that height? That line right there, that's what we want, but it's one little line above it, a 32nd and more. Now you got to leave that little extra because you got to make it level now. So with your torpedo level, first you make it level, like so. Put the level in front of the brick. Okay? Now obviously you see the bubble's gone this way. It's pointing to the high side. So you just tap now. Lightly tap. In the middle. See where I'm tapping? Like right in the middle of the brick. Tap, tap, tap. There you go. Now you double check your height. You gotta make sure the height stays good. I'll leave it like this. Maybe it bounced up a little bit, which it did. Okay, so if that happens, you just gotta tap it back down, because you're just settling the mortar right now. Clean it off. Check if it's level again. Now another strategy you can do, what I recommend, when you get a right height, kind of put your finger down on there, just to absorb the shock, and then just tap it. You don't have much time because you got about 3 minutes before the mortar dries. Check it again. There, that's perfect right there. Okay, that's 2 inches 5/8 of an inch. Now you gotta make it plumb. So I'll adjust this a little bit. So what you got to do, first of all, clean off that mortar. You don't want excess mortar in the way, or else it's going to throw off your measurements or your readings. Alright, so the next step, you got to look here at this bubble. So put the level on the ground and kind of just gently snug it up to the end. Sometimes you get lucky. Now you see the bubble is off a bit. Kind of move that a little bit. I just got to tap right in the middle. Just enough. So it stays in line. Or that's about middle there. And I do the same thing on this side. I just make sure it's touching the block and just barely touching. Okay, now I'll let you guys see this. See how much it's off. Okay. So I'll set the camera back down. Alright, so I put it up against it, and I just tap here now. Now remember, plumb is more important than level. Once you get it down to the right height, it's okay. Keep tapping, tap, tap. There. Now you see that the bubble's in the middle now. Okay. And then you double check. Maybe it knocked this side out of plumb, where it did a little bit, and that's going to happen. And just tap it until it gets back to plumb. So now you're playing this game of cat and mouse. You're checking the corners. So you got to adjust this a little bit. There. That's good. And that's good now. A little bit. Okay, now probably my height went. Maybe it's under a little bit, maybe not. Let's take a look. It's actually perfect. Because see what happened was I made sure before I started making plumb. See, that's 2 5/8 right there. So I went a little undersized, which is okay. If you go undersized, you make up for the next one. When I'm marking this, I'm going to check if is it level. It should be close to being level. But more important, is it plumb and plumb here. Okay? And that's tutorial how to do first one, laying one brick. And also before I mark it, you got to make sure that the entire area is nice and clean. So get all the excess mortar off, because I want to mark clean projects. So that's what I'm going to want to see. Nice clean brick, laid plumb, and close to the gauge. All right, and when I say gauge, I mean height. All right, and that's project number 1, laying one brick.